inside for Alba. Alba will get the score. Fiddler, his farewell. He captain to a legend and probably rugby league immortality. That's not a try, that's a miracle.
G'day guys, welcome back to the Take the Two podcast, heading into round 20, brought to you by Neds for another week. Jump onto the Neds app, follow along with all of my bets and the About Even Boys bets for the rest of the week, and every week heading into finals. We're on the home stretch, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a quiet week.
Yeah, as it what? Got about 17 topics today that all just revolve around you. I can't wait for it.
Oh, I bet you
You're in
can't.
front and centre.
You're off the line very quickly when I walked in the studio, you and Kat. So, no, it's been a very quiet week.
Yeah.
Where do I start?
How's the hangover from Origin? Start with.
Yeah, I did some review. I watched the game again. And
What'd you think?
I just thought Queensland were really good. Like, looking back at it, I thought they just, everything that we wanted to see from New South Wales in game 2,
Yep.
we saw from Queensland in games 2 and 3. And I know that game 2 they held on, but in reflection, I thought that, I know we went head to head about last week about Nathan, and we've continued that offline as well.
Yeah.
I
You're
just
lucky
thought,
to get out of that alive, by the way.
yeah, I know. Jeez, they came for you, didn't they? All the reels last week, we were just you speaking and me going,
Mate, I got to the end of the week and I actually looked at it and went, oh, this was pretty me-centric.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. No, I just thought Queensland just played the perfect Origin game. Stick to your plan, wait for opportunities, take half opportunities, but then find a way to stop the other team from getting those opportunities. And sometimes we overcomplicate things with plays and this and that. And I thought, looking back, New South Wales probably tried to go set up for set up instead of, when they did win that second half in Origin 2, they went after it through the middle and then were able to put their players on.
Yeah. I got, I think my favourite comment from last week on one of our bits of content was a bloke that commented, you leave Sowie alone, you fuckwit. He's got a job. He's got a family. You're exhausting him. Just leave him alone. I thought that's very fair. That's very good.
I didn't see that one. Thanks. Who was
Very
that?
good. I'm not sure where it was. It must have been on Instagram somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe
good.
it was a DM. I don't know. But it was well deserved. I went, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Now, I've got some exciting news. I'm actually going to be heading over for the Ashes at the end of the year over in London. I managed to get some tickets this week. Last 2 games were sold out, so not easy to get my paws on some tickets. My friends over at Wanderers Australia, they managed to get me some tickets for those games. They're very excited. Now, they are running a tour over there with Levels, obviously, Mace and Scope. They're taking a group over there. They are still for sale, so they've got a fantastic opportunity for viewers to join the Kangaroo Tour supporters group, heading over with a guaranteed Category A ticket to all 3 tests, including the 2 sold-out 2nd and 3rd tests, as well as flights with Qantas, hotel accommodation with breakfast included, daily transfers, sightseeing highlights, pre-test shows with ex-NRL stars will be with them. For more info, head to www.ashesrl.com.au. Go and check out the packages they've got there, guys, if it is something you're interested in doing. We obviously talk about the 1990 and the 94 Kangaroo Tour all the time. First time that an Ashes tour like this has been back in 25 years. I don't need to tell you this, but I am super excited about it.
I am very jealous of you going over there, and I'll be expecting a lot of alcohol-fueled text messages about how excited you are.
Yeah, a couple of CBAs.
86, Wally Lewis, throwing the dummy, scoring.
Cliffy Lyons.
Oh, the greatest try ever.
Brandy.
Lyons handling the ball 3 times. I think he bumped one off to Eddinghausen, kicked back in.
The perfect kick.
The perfect kick. The old Mitre balls. Yeah, they were like a little
Simple, but perfect.
bit. They haven't won an Ashes in 50 years. Or something like that.
Nor do
Longer.
they deserve to.
Just don't underestimate this year.
Oh, don't give me that shit. What, you tell me that this English side's going to beat us?
Australia don't have a coach yet. They don't have any plan, any training fields, anything like that.
Yeah.
And England, over there, they don't have to travel. They don't have to get acclimatised to the conditions. I think Australia will win, but I think the series could be 2-1.
Let me ask you this. If I'm on the Wanderers tour over there, with Scope and Mace getting on the piss, I show up for game 1, I'm having a great time. Who's the halfback?
Nathan Cleary.
Yeah? Is Deard in the 14?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Don't, please. There's so many scars from last
Oh
week.
my
I've just recovered. I don't need to go
There's a
back
few
into
spots there that are going to be. Is James Tedesco playing?
interesting one. I think he's in the touring party. I think Dylan Edwards will be the fullback for game one. Don't forget, we've still got 8 weeks of footy and a final series. So injuries, a couple of guys have already pulled out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of names pull out at the end of the year.
I think you'll get an enormous amount of names pull out just because, mate, they're just playing so much footy nowadays. It's brutal. I had a little call on Bloke this week that I got a little smoky to make that tour. Blake Brayley.
Blake Brayley.
I think he'd be the third choice behind Harry Grant and Robson. I don't know if Harry Grant and Robson are going to be able to do a kangaroo tour at the end of the year, what they've put themselves through. And I reckon Blake Brayley, if the Sharks can go somewhat deep into the finals, Brees Robson won't be playing, in my opinion.
I can one up you there.
Yeah?
I think he was tipped to play for Australia 6 years ago on a Channel 9 coverage. And then he went through a patch of about 4 bad games in a row.
Is that you?
I tipped him.
I'll back that.
I said, this kid will play for Australia one day, the next month. And he said to me, mate, please stop rapping me. So,
yeah, right.
Geez, like some coin on that back then.
I cannot wait in 9 weeks' time for us to sit back and pick a kangaroo squad for the Ashes tour.
Well, I mean, a lot of talk around, the Samoan team, who's going to be in for that, all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be a very vastly different Australian side from what it was last year.
Yeah, I think it'll be very different.
And where that sort of takes the narrative going forward for the World Cup next year as well.
Yeah, so if you are keen to join the Levels boys, going over there to England for the Ashes, www.ashesrl.com.au. Go check out the packages that Wanderers Australia have got there. Flights, accommodation, everything sorted. The boys will be putting on a few events. I was talking to Lukey the other day. I'm going to beat a few of those, so it'll be good fun over there. All right, topics for this week. The Red V.
Yeah.
The Red V is part of me. They had their reunion the other day. I noticed every single report or anything had sort of you front and centre on it and whatnot, leaning into you pretty heavily. Talk to me about that situation, mate. They had 5 show up, 4 that played on that day in 2010. I'm just happy to hand the floor to you, mate.
Yeah, I had a conversation with the CEO 3 weeks ago, Tim.
Yep.
And he rang me off his own bat, which I appreciated and I spoke to you about.
Yep.
And I said that originally I thought I was going to make the effort to go and then sat back, thought about what's been happening at the club. And it's easy for people to say, well, they sacked you and you don't want to go. That's not it at all. I had spoken to other members within that squad and realised that they weren't going. And for me, that's not a reunion. That's something that was wheeled out. And I respect him, and I text him. I've shown you the text. Like, me and him have got no beef whatsoever. I just think that I said my piece on James Graham's podcast about that I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't feel comfortable going back there, especially with the mental state that I'm in at the moment. I'm in a really good place. I'm loving watching footy. I love coming in here and talking footy, and you can see and feel the excitement around what I'm doing.
Yep.
I didn't want to take myself back to a place where I was going to invite maybe some stuff where people didn't want me there, and I didn't feel like that. So I said what I said. I stand by it. I think that the club's got a lot to do in terms of going forward and building that connection with past players, because it was an old boys' day that was throwing the 2010 in it. So everyone was invited and they only had 20 in that tunnel run out. So I think there's some stuff there that, and you don't celebrate every year. It was a special time, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like what's the right amount to do it. But I decided not to go. I ended up going and getting a shift at work, and I called that game Roosters and Dragons for 2GB. So there's not much to it, mate. It was a beat up by certain people in the media that wanted to use my face to write an early story. They didn't ask me anything. I appreciate Danny Widler and what he wrote. He kept it very minimal, which is what it was. It wasn't meant to be a big story that was going to be blown up.
I think as well, just to defend my mate here, I saw a lot of comments sort of being like, as you just said, they sacked you, you're just having to talk about it. Like, Dragons didn't sack 13 other dudes from their coaching staff as well that didn't show up.
None of the coaches, none of the support staff.
I thought it was very telling, and we'll get to them very soon, but the Rabbitohs had the bye over the weekend. Wayne and Ben Hornby were free and weren't there. I thought that was very telling to me.
You have to talk to them about that. But, it wasn't – like I said, certain people in the media just wanted to use my thing because I'd come out and said it the week before, which is fine. It honestly didn't worry me.
If Benny Hornby put on beers at his place on Saturday night, what's the turnout, do we reckon?
Probably a couple.
Couple more, or?
I don't know, mate. It was good to see him last week, actually. It's time to move on.
All right, let's move on to that, actually. Now, you were spotted, you were the talk of the town on socials this week, getting around in South Sydney kit.
Yep.
Hope you got me a tracksuit, by the way.
The one I got doesn't fit me, so it's no chance of fitting you.
I guess we'll get to what you were doing there and everything. And, man, I'm just interested from a fan perspective. How does that come about? How does that situation come about? You've obviously got connections there with Wayne, Hornby, guys there. How does that whole situation play out? Because it's something that as a fan I'm interested to.
So in my job at the moment, I work for New South Wales Government, and part of that's recruiting Aboriginal identified athletes through NRL and NRLW and their pathways into government and helping them get an opportunity to be able to use their plan A mentality where they can chase footy, but they also have a professional environment to be able to grow in. I went there the other week. I said to Benny Hornby I wouldn't mind watching training because I just love watching. I've got no skin in the game. I just want to watch training. Within 5 minutes, Benny had ushered me out. Ben Hornby had ushered me out and he said, mate, grab a footy. And I was like, okay. And then he said, can you come back in a couple of weeks? And Wayne said, yeah, I'd love to have you back if you want. Rang my boss, took a little bit of flex and said, mate, I just want to go on and have a look. And then all of a sudden I was in Rabbitoh's kit, just being around the session, and there was no ulterior motive or anything like that. I got a chance to ask Benny Hornby about some of the stuff because I'm still growing as a young coach and how I'm going to approach that stuff going forward for the next 2 years for Fetu. So, and then I got a chance to at the end have a kick with Jack Whiten, Lewis Dodd, Jamie Humphries and Peter Mamazilis, and it was really cool. It was just nice to be around that and have no go home and cut tape and all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool.
Were you there mainly to do kicking with them?
He just wanted me to have a kick. It wasn't anything. There wasn't set like I want you to focus on this. He just said let them have a bit of a kick and see what you think. And I got the chance to be able to hang around the session, and it was listening to Wayne talk and even watching Benny Hornby talk. Like him as a player was such a great leader, and the way that he spoke about things, and talk about like has much changed in the last 15 years, and sort of said like, I think it has, and Wayne's like, no, nothing's changed, mate. It's and he had me wanting to play for him. That was such the environment, and we had some smiles. And for me, like, I'm not going to lie, mate, the last 6 months has been torture in terms of my footy career and coaching and stuff like that. And you saw me like when we started this pod, I was like a bit in my shell and didn't know how the social media was going to react to things I'd said and stuff like that. And Kat probably even noticed it today. Like I'm a lot freer and clear-minded now, and being around Wayne and Benny, it was just really good for the soul, mate. Like just to have them around. I got to talk to Brandon Smith and see what he was seeing, and I got in my car and I didn't even think about it again. I just drove off thinking it was going to be a non-event. And then next minute there's some reels and stuff like that, and people are getting excited. But it's just a one-off thing, and I'm going around to all the clubs in terms of trying to recruit those Aboriginal athletes.
Brandon Smith, I want to ask you about. Is that the first time you spent time with him?
First time I've met him, yeah.
What are your thoughts? He's a very unique cat, isn't he?
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us. Closet.
He's a one of one as well.
Closet, like, loves the game.
Yes, which I think people underappreciate a little bit with Cheese.
But also is his own person.
Yes.
The way we were just talking about one or two things that we saw, and I was just like, oh, man, let's just go and get a beer. Let's just rip into some tape.
My favourite thing about Cheese is that he is unapologetic. I can't even say that word. He is him.
Yeah.
He's the most honest dude. He is exactly who he is, regardless of who's in the room, who's around. Doesn't matter if it's Wayne he's with or if it's with the cleaner. He's the exact same dude, which I love about him.
It was really cool. It was just nice to be there and not have to overthink things.
What about Wayne? Have you, and I know you're only there for a short window, but just watching him and the way he was interacting with guys, has anything changed?
No.
Nothing?
No. Still switched on as sharp as he was when he was with the Dragons, and the way he explains things, I think often we get caught up in long-winded explanations about why things are right or why they're wrong. And at times it can be as simple as, are we trying hard enough? Are we wanting to win hard enough and stuff like that? And that reminded me, listening to him talk and, some of the stuff that he was explaining to guys, to veterans, to rookies, to all that kind of stuff. It just took me back to when he first came to the club, and it was like he just simplified my game. And I worked hard on that. And, I'd like to think I became elite in some of the areas of the game.
Yep.
And worked hard on the others to be competitive. But, it was really cool. It was really cool.
You said that Wayne joked about it hasn't changed at all, and you sort of said, it has changed a little bit. When you first went there, what was the sort of things that you saw that you think have changed a little bit?
Well, we've spoken about lifestyle versus love. Yep. I think that there's still an aspect of that. Not necessarily any players in particular, but you get the vibe when you talk to people at clubs that they're still learning to love their craft, I think. Whereas probably when we played, we all loved it. Yeah, so I think you sense some of that. And how much footy people watch. You watch 8 games every week. I watch 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You watch 8, don't lie to me.
I watch 7. I need some mummy-daddy time, so... I get one. Sorry, I watch 6, 7.5. Sorry, I watch 8. But I only watch 7 half times.
Missed the last 40 seconds of that 8 game, unfortunately.
I missed the last 40 seconds of Titans Broncos.
How good. Are you doing anything more down there, or?
I might go back in a couple of weeks. It's about fitting my schedule in. I'm really lucky that my bosses allowed me to take some flex and time off and support that. And I'm actually, before there's any rumours, I'm actually going to the Bulldogs game with him this week.
Shit.
And I'm sitting in Bulldogs fans in a box. So
Huge.
Bulldogs fans, relax, okay? I know you're all excited that I'm going to be there at a Bulldogs jumper. I'm not going to be there at a Bulldogs jumper. I'm not going to be in a Dragons jumper. I'm going to be there with my boss. He's a massive Bulldogs fan. Shout out Jace. He's super excited. Although I'm a little bit worried because he said if they lose this weekend, he'll be unconsolable. I said, well, mate, we've got a half-hour ride back to the airport, champion. You'll be...
They're in a weird little spot, Canterbury. We'll get to them in a minute. I just want to ask you one last question. Spending time with that South group, was there anyone that sort of stood out for you or came across as more of a leader than what you sort of expected, or someone that was maybe just different to what you expected from what you've seen on TV?
I really wanted to get down and dirty with Jamie Humphries in terms of how he sees the game. And I think he's still a young guy who's learning his craft at halfback in a tough environment, left footer playing on the right-hand side, explaining some of that stuff to him. And I wasn't going to go too deep, but I saw geez, Jack Whiten's such a great leader. The way that he talks and people listen, I was really impressed with Jai Arrow. I thought those guys through the middle and the way that they talked about things like that really impressed me. So they've got the basis there. And I said at the start of the year on Bloke, I said, mate, 2026 could be the Rabbitohs' year. If they get everyone back through the middle, that back line, Latrell, AJ, Ty, Campbell Graham, Jack White and Cody Walker.
I even think I think it's obvious what they've got in the backs, but I think people always question their forwards. I think Tallis Duncan's really come of age this year.
Hubner, Murray. There's your
Once
back row.
Once you get Cam Murray back in there, everything flips.
Jai Arrow and Colin Matangi up front, and then you have Mamazilis, Havili.
And I can even see seeing Cheese in the hall here and stuff. You were seeing the other day, he's reinvigorated again. He's loving it. I think by the time started this year with the Roosters, I kind of think he was a bit over it.
Their starting pack will be Jai Arrow, Brandon Smith, Keon Colin-Matangi, Tallis Duncan, Lachie Hubner, Ewan Aiken.
I don't think Hubner makes the starting side.
Okay, and then at lock will be Cam Murray, and then your back line will be Latrell, AJ, Ty, Jack White, and Campbell Graham, fully fit. Cody Walker, and probably Bud Sullivan.
Where have we got Jamie in the 14 or what?
Well, he could be coming off the bench. What a luxury to be able to have him come on and play 13 and give Cam Murray a spell, or come on and play 9, which is where he came from.
Most importantly, Coach Wayne Bennett, bring it all together. And you even talk about that.
The Neds have a market for you?
No, not yet. They don't. But my Smokey this year and injuries just derailed them completely. But I reckon.
See, when people say injuries, in 2015 we had 17 surgeries. After 2014 we went to prelim.
Yeah.
And people go, oh yeah, well they had injuries. Well, there's different types of injuries. If you lose Cody Walker. We saw him before he tore his his calf the other week against the Dolphins. He had 2 try assists. He was on. It settles other people down. They don't have to overthink their job. So, yeah, when we were successful at the Dragons, like if Benny Hornby was out and Fiends, he jumped in, nothing changed. But if we were both out and you had to try and don't forget they've had wretched run of injuries, like Cam Murray losing him through the middle, the way that Jairo cleans up through the middle, Keon, like all that stuff. So, I think next year they could start well inside the top 4 favourites.
I think if they're like 80% fit next year and they're not in the top 4, I'd be pretty disappointed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like they've built a really good squad going into next year. They're in a good spot. Galvin, named at halfback. They've ripped the Band-Aid off. I'm all for it. We spoke about it the last few weeks. Sexton's been playing well the last few weeks, but I think the writing's been on the wall for a long time. Galvin is going to be the future there as the 7. It is what it is. They fucked around with it for a few weeks now. I think they've made the right call. I think they just have to move forward with this now.
And I reckon on the weekend was probably defensively a game that they would have been happy with defensively because Cowboys can score points.
Yes.
You look at it on the flip side, though, Cowboys leaked the most points out of the competition and they looked out of ideas at times. And I reckon, one part of Lachie's game that he's going to have to get better is his long kicking game and selection. I think that will grow as he gets older. But he's got that Sam Walker spark inside the red zone that can I see something play, and I reckon that'll excite people around. People think about, like, the Broncos, right? We had them, what's going on, like all this kind of stuff. Reece Walsh comes back and everyone's like, holy shit, yeah, I'm up about. Like, I think Galvin could bring that. The risk that they have is if they were to lose this week to the Dragons, do you stay the course? And the answer is yes, you stay the course. This is... Jason Riles said something about Para last week, that I thought is probably the bravest and coolest thing a coach has said, that he's not going to make the finals. The future is now. Yes, the Dogs are building for the next 10 years. They'll have this great squad, but are you telling me they don't want to win this year? Because they do. If you can win this year and then you're getting back for a preseason, you might go back to back. So I wouldn't stress about that. There'll be some growing pains. I'd be interested to see how Serraldo manages what his message would be to Lachie. If it was for me, I would be saying run first. Be a ball runner. You're a big bugger. Go into contact early. Matt Burton the last 2 weeks has shown that when he runs the ball, the rest of his game flows off the back of that.
Yep.
And then we'll build the short passes, the drop plays, the plays out the back. No Bronson Sherry this week, but you've got Stephen Crichton out there to protect you. Like, run the ball first, then when they come in, just early ball to Critter.
It's going to be an interesting few weeks. Like, they play the Dragons, Manly, Tigers. That's 3 games. They'll be $1.30, $1.40 in. Realistically, they're games that they should win. If they win, no one cares. If they lose, though, it could be.
If they were to lose
it's gonna be
2 out of the
chaos.
next 3, it'll be, you're right. But I don't think they do. I think that they're defensively so sound. You get Critter back, you get Kurt Mann back, you get Satili Tupanua back. Like, it's a fair. Jamin Salmon's had a run now. I'll be interested to see how the Bailey Hayward, Reed Marnie, like what the makeup of the bench is too. Because if you're going to start Salmon or Mann, like who's essentially you might have 3 small guys.
Yeah, well, at the moment, they got Salmon at 13, they got Kurt Mann on the bench and Bailey Hayward there. So the rotations, I assume they're just looking at Kurt Mann as an extra forward now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yep.
And then what, do you reckon they'll split minutes, Hayward and Reed, or?
I actually think Reed's been playing good at the moment.
I think he has been too.
I think he's been probably the best he's been all year.
Like, yeah, mate, 8 weeks ago, I thought, okay, they're about to pull the trigger on Bailey Hayward. This is going to be a big few weeks. And he's like, I'm hardly even citing him at the moment, really.
I would agree.
Like, it's weird. It's sort of not that he's playing poorly. His role has just changed a lot. That it seems that to me that he's not as important as what he was a few weeks ago.
He was more important when Salmon was out.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because they started.
Well, Salmon's only been back for 2 weeks or so.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, I reckon on the weekend, like, how much do they pull the trigger on letting him play through the middle in terms of just because they did look a little bit disorganised inside the red zone.
Do you think when September football rolls around, I thought last year, you eyeballed that Canterbury pack all year and you went, they're a little bit small, but they handle it. They do their, But then you got to September and you went, they did look a little bit small against the Manly pack that I didn't think were too crash hot last year, realistically. Do you think that they can keep running with Salmon, Kurt Mann, Bailey Hayward, all these smaller guys, or do you think they need to get some size in there?
Who
for
though?
the finals? Well, I think Satili's one that will come in. Like, I just wonder if you pick a Satili on your bench and you just have one of Kurt Mann or Hayward.
Well, it won't be. It'll be Kurt Mann. He's just
Well, it'd have to be
Origin.
Kurt Mann,
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Maybe Salmon. Maybe they're going 3. Maybe there's 2 spots there and there's 3 players, and I'll just go with whoever the hot hand is.
I just if they're going to compete with these other top 3 forward packs in Melbourne, Canberra, and the Wars, I don't know. I just feel like they might need a little bit more size. If Leo Thompson was already here, maybe that changes things for me.
Could they mix around their pack a little bit? So who's their starting pack? Because even when they go Curran, King, Saluka Fafita.
Saw him last night having dinner at the Newmarket. Shout out to him. Big boy. In no shock to anyone.
Harry Hayes, Hughes. So
like
they've got
this
some
Hayes.
options there. Yeah, he's good.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. They've got some options there. I think they'll have to go 2 and 2. Satili and a Hayes off the bench with Haywood and Mann, I reckon they could get away with, because Mann can just play through the middle. He could play back row. You could almost shift Jacob Preston up front if you needed to. He's such a tough bugger.
Well, that's the one for me that plays in the front row. Hughes, I like him, but he's playing about 25 minutes for them at the moment. I just wonder if they could maybe do a little bit more with that, whether it is a Satili Tupanua up front or whatever. Great spot to be in. Great problems to have for Canterbury.
He's got some, especially like the next 3 weeks. I think by the Tigers game, that'll be their side.
Yeah, that's going to be Galvin versus the Tigers too, isn't it? It's going to be a cracker. Galvin and Luai going head to head. Latu. That'll be sick.
Where's that at? Is that at Leichhardt? Cat will find that.
Great question.
I'll check.
Because if it's at Leichhardt,
Yeah, I think I've got it up here already. Combank. Rank. Sunday, 2 p.m.
okay.
Yeah. It's on the Tigers too. You were there a few weeks ago and whatnot. Adam Dewey jumping in at lock.
Mate.
I like it.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he gets appreciated for how much footy he's got in him.
I underappreciate him a lot.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think we all do. When you look at that Tigers spark and what's a pass mark for them this year?
Mate,
Finishing last.
I was about to say. I know it
I'm not
sounds
being
like
a smart ass there, but
because mate, if the Titans beat them this weekend, which I personally think they're every chance to, the Titans will have 2 or 3 games before the end of the season where you sit up and you go, okay, there's a spark there. Because the pressure's off the back, nothing matters anymore. They'll throw the ball around, they'll find some wins. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this weekend. I genuinely, mate, I sort of joked with Hammy the other day, sort of saying, are you definitely out of wooden spoon territory?
they're out of it.
You're definitely?
I've tipped them this week.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if they're completely out of it, just with how close this comp is and whatnot. But I really like Dewey moving him to lock.
What's
I
his
think.
best position?
Fuck knows. I still don't think it's 5'8", but
Could they adjust their style to where they have Latu, Luai, and him at 13 like that? We might get a good insight
I think that's what.
and go
gonna work.
not the Bulldogs route, but that sort of big
Yeah,
pack around
I
Dewey.
think
But he's
you move-
he's big anyway.
Big boy, yeah. I think you just move in there and just let him play his own game. Sort of. I don't think you give him too much structure to fit into.
Nah.
I think
Well, if
you
they're
just
going to
let him
win,
go.
if they're going to win games and make the 8 next year, like they're going to have a lot of games they win 30-20.
Yeah, and that's
And that should be,
gonna be their
lean
brand.
into that. We've spoke about it how many times on the pod, leaning into your style rather than trying to copy someone
mate,
else's.
even when the Tigers have been at their best points, that's been their style anyway.
Yeah.
Throughout their history. So, yeah, I think, though, it's a brave call that I like to see. I think that's the beauty of Benji is that, he's young, he's inexperienced in a coaching role, but he's willing to make these big calls. He's willing to put Latu at 7. He's willing to.
Mate, Jason Riles has changed the way we look at these teams forever. And he's got his nuts out and just went, I'm just going to go for the future now. And if we lose every game, at least I'll know what I've got in the, there's other teams that are playing at the moment that are trying to be safe, and we can still make the 8. Like, can you?
Yeah.
can you? Or just you go after it and see what you've got there and know that, okay, we're trying to move this fella on, so why am I picking him still?
Just on that Parramatta situation, didn't pick Dill Brown. He picked Dill Brown at hooker on the weekend. Riley Smith's now available, so Riley
Was he injured on the weekend?
He was suspended.
Oh, suspended.
So that was his last week of suspension. So he's available now. Hence why Dill Brown's not in the team. He's 18th man. I agree with everything you just said. I completely agree with it. I think the commentary on Sunday night after the game, I've saw it on socials, a lot of people, Dill Brown will be back in the side. I love that Rolls has just gone, fuck it. You're not going to be here. I'm going to back guys that are and give them opportunities. Now, the report came out that apparently Parramatta said to him, you can go to Newcastle early if you want. And he said, no, I'm good, I'll stay. If you're Newcastle, are you a bit alarmed by that?
No, because I had a chance to go. I wanted to go to Penrith in 2013 when the deal had been done for 2014.
Yeah.
And Gus actually told me, he said, mate, we're going well at the moment. Probably best that you don't start mid-season because if you come over and then you struggle or you don't fit into the system, you've got another 4 years after that and the fans will be off you.
Okay.
So if you're Dill Brown, what have you got to – I heard all this stuff. What have you got to gain by going to Newcastle this year when they've got injuries? All we hear about is injuries. Coach is under pressure. Fans have stopped going to the games as much as what they normally have been. What have you got to – like KP's injured. What have you got to gain by going there this year?
Is there not an idea if you go up there just to – surround
to
yourself
go up there and
with
finish
immerse,
16th and not play well and everyone go, oh, wow, what have we bought? There's already that pressure on him. I think good on him. Dug his heels in. Riles has done the right thing. I think Dylan Brown's done the right thing. Like, go up there and what? Is he gonna go up there and make the 8 with them?
Nah, see, that'd piss me off. I'm Newcastle. I want you to come, if we're struggling and you're going to be our guy for the next 10 years, why wouldn't you want to get in the trenches with us earlier?
No, because the people that are there aren't going to be in the trenches next year with him. There's going to be a massive overhaul of all that stuff. This is my opinion, all right? He's settled. He doesn't need the extra pressure. Remember how much commentary there was around him signing that deal?
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing deal.
Yeah.
If they were coming first, I reckon, like Galvin, he'd be dying to get up there. There's a vibe. You want to get up there. Play. He's not playing great footy at the moment. And he's in a spot where it's like, well, I'm going to another team that's struggling at the moment too with a heap of injuries. I have to go up there and instantly be the main man without having the system, without anything else to try and turn the ship around. If I don't turn it around, the fans are going to bag me even more before I get into preseason next year. I reckon he's safeguarded himself. I don't mind it.
Yeah, but I hate that approach that he's safeguarded himself.
Mate, he's got to protect himself a little bit. For the next 10 years, everything that kid does is going to be under a microscope.
Yeah.
So he goes up there this year with the team not in a great position at the moment to a point where he's got to not playing well and he's not going to have KP. They don't know who their best halves are. They've got injuries galore and he's going to have to go up there and be the best player straight away. No. Give yourself a preseason.
Yeah, no, I push back on that. If I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be stoked to see him go, I'm going to be here for 10 years. You're going to build around me. I want to get in there. I want to start. I want to start working.
Yeah, easy to say that if he comes up and they win games. Hard if they come up and he's just struggling. They haven't had the same. The halves pairing's been all over the shop this year. Like, who would you pair him with?
I'd pair him with Hastings.
Yeah, well, so would I. But I mean, they haven't had any consistency. Their attack's one of the worst in the competition. Like, don't just think about right now the trenches. Think about for the he's got 10 years of scrutiny and ups and downs and everything like that. Why go and start it early in a place where for the next 10 years everything you do is going to be under a microscope and they're not going to make the 8
But
this
aren't
year?
you going there to try and improve this club? Aren't
Next year, I want a full preseason there, mate. I want a full preseason. I want to know the game plan. I want to know who the coach is going to be. Like, if they were in the 8, he would have gone. Because he can help them win.
He can still help them win this week if he goes up there. He's a fucking $1 million player, isn't he? He should
Not
be able
yet,
to go
he's
up
not.
there. Well, that's what they've signed him on.
Yeah, next
He's not going to
year.
wake up on January 1 and go, oh, fuck, I'm a $1 million player now.
I'm just saying, I actually didn't mind it. I think Parramatta and he have handled it how I would handle it.
Yeah, no, I don't love it. If I
You're
was
not
from
racing to
Knights-
get there to a team who's one spot above you on the ladder.
But it's your future. You're trying to set that club up. You're trying to turn them around. You're going to be a leader there for the next 10 years. I want my leaders to go, yeah, fucking get me up there. Let's start. Let's just start to turn things around.
Then he's got the back end of the year and they struggle and he struggles. He's got to then fire himself up to go back there for the next 10 years. At
Fire
least he gets
himself up. He's on $1.3 million.
he gets a fresh start. He wants a fresh start. A pre-season, understand the system, know who the coach is, learn the attack, know who his halves partner is going to be. I don't mind it.
Yeah, nah, I'm very different on that. But
That's
anyway,
fine. I'm sure. Well, every week people let us know in the comments, even if we don't ask them. So I'm sure they will let us know this week. Nothing's changed.
oh, how good. Good chart. Okay, speaking of the Knights, there's a Roo question from James. If you're Josh Hannay, which job do you want? Titans, North Queensland, or the Knights? I am very torn on this. I'd probably lean towards North Queensland at the moment. What are you thinking?
Yeah, North Queensland.
Why?
You've got a stable half spine combination in terms of what you're doing with Tom Dearden,
Yep.
Drinkwater, and now Reid Marnie.
Yep.
Everything around that probably needs a fresh coat of paint. There's not much. Like you've still got, Ruben Cotter, Griffin Neame played well on the weekend. I thought Cohen Hess is having
going good,
some
Cohen
stints
Hess.
off the bench.
Ivan Drago.
Purdue.
Yep.
There's just so many upsides there. And experiencing the spine right now is really hard to come by. If you look at what the Newcastle Knights are going to have, they're going to have Dylan Brown. Still don't know who their best option at hooker is.
Yep.
Because Phoenix Crossland looks like he's made that Kurt Mann role, the 13 role, and he looks good at that.
Yep.
Still don't know who your halfback's going to be. And you don't know if KP is going to be there. And then if you're, who's the other team?
Titans.
If you're the Titans, they don't have anyone in a set position. Shout out to Keeney too. I know he's injured for the rest of the year. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, well, we wish him all the very best.
That was your super coach, wasn't it?
Everything.
Okay. That's
My
why I
family.
shouted out.
My Supercoach family.
But they seem the most stable in those important positions where in a world and a currency where it's really hard to get top quality players in those positions. Like there's no one on the market that you can go, if you're the Titans, who are you going to get?
Well, yeah, who's willing to go there too?
If you're Newcastle, who are you going to get? You've got no salary cap. You don't know what KP's doing. And there's no one on the market that's going to go there.
Todd Payton re-signs down to those two jobs. Is it Newcastle over Gold Coast?
I think Willie Peters will be the Newcastle coach.
Interesting.
I think what he's done is very similar to what Hull KR have done. They've got some pieces there they can work with. Hull, very workable town, blue collar.
Yeah.
Go to Newcastle, make them tough to beat. I was talking to a kid today about like what the hardest road trip is. He said, mate, Newcastle. It used to be tough because it's not a flight where you get in and you get to your hotel. It's a bus. And you've got to get there, and there's that big stadium, the big, Andrew John stand that's over the top of you. So I think Willie Peters could be the Newcastle coach. I think Josh Hannay will be the Cowboys coach. And I reckon the Titans might go. I know people will get off me for this, and that's okay. I've thought this for a while. I think they should go young. If it's a communication barrier, if it's it's got to be
You mean like a young person?
young coach.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Dean Young. Okay.
Young coach.
Yep.
You could have a Dean Young. You could have a Ben Hornby. You could have a whoever you want.
What about the Walters brothers? Not the
Walker
Walters
brothers?
Walker brothers.
Yeah. Mate, even that, I mean, their style in 2014, everyone was talking about it. The Ipswich style, ball stays alive, all that kind of stuff. I don't know whether they've tapered that back. Are they coaching at the moment?
Not sure. I
Yeah.
haven't really kept track of it. Yeah.
I think that you got to have Titans need a Queenslander, probably. But I reckon someone young that can communicate to these people, but also on their level, show them a different style of footy. Titans aren't ever going to win a grand final 12-8. They might be like the Tigers, lean into it a little bit. They've got to somehow trade Keeney, Brimson, or Campbell and get a half up there.
Yep.
They got to somehow turn Verrills or a 9, like someone that's going to have feet on the ground that can recruit young players up there because their pathway, there's no pathways. When you did your CBA this year, how many of those were Titans?
Man, there's actually a few up there at the moment, but
they're not
they
bringing
never
them
seem
through.
They never seem to come through and actually.
That's what I mean.
achieve
So if you
anything.
have someone that's just worried about winning the first grade games, if you said like, okay, the Walker brothers get it, and you got 5 years, and you're not judged on NRL, that'll be for the media to do that.
Yeah.
But we want you to put staff in place. They're doing a whole restructure. The staff have to have a certain amount of KPIs of getting young players through to NRL.
Yeah.
You got to start there. You can't just keep trying to buy players and win comps. It's not going to happen. You end up with 3 fullbacks. You end up with, people that other clubs probably don't want at that stage.
What do you see? Like, how do you work out what the problem is? Because like, they have talent. They find talent. They've always got a young halfback. They've got Tom Weaver at the moment.
Yeah, but they don't believe in Tom Weaver.
Yeah.
Tom Weaver's a halfback. Who's a halfback? Who else is a halfback at that club? A genuine halfback. Came up playing halfback from under sixes.
What, Foz? No, Foz was a centre. Is there anyone else?
So let him learn.
Let him be the guy. Yeah.
Let him be, hey, champion, we're not winning the comp this year. The future's now. You've got 8 weeks to play halfback and learn and make mistakes. And the new coach is going to be such and such. We want him to work. Wayne Bennett rang me in 08. Hey, mate, you're going to be my 5'8" next year. Shit, I can go out and play and learn. And like, they don't have any foresight for that. It's like chop and change and this and that. And I love Jaden Campbell. I actually think he could be a really good 6 with a controlling half so he doesn't have to think about his kicking game. I love Kenny. I don't know what Brimson's best position is. I've actually said it's 14 off the bench. Come on and play that middle role through the 13. Like, they might have to do something like that, but you can't just keep saying that Tom Weaver's the only genuine half at the club who's played half since he was 6s and they never give him a chance to learn. It's not a win now mentality. It can't be.
It's hard though, 'cause even when I look through their history, when they have given those guys the opportunities, they've just completely fucked it anyway. Whether it be
the top 4 sides have all got
Tanner Boyd,
like Tanner Boyd.
He's the same example.
He's the perfect example. It's like, oh no, he has one bad game. We're out for 3 weeks. In for 1, out for 3. You're like, mate. Now he's gone over to a coach who's put his arm around him. He opted to stay in reserve grade instead of coming back to the Cowboys. And the Titans let him go.
Yeah.
That's no foresight to the future. There's your problem right there.
We spoke about it on Bloke briefly the other day. There's chat about, I think there's new owners or something up there at the Titans.
Frizzell has taken full ownership. Yeah.
Okay. About potentially like a new jersey, new colours, new everything.
Love it.
Yeah. Does it make...
Yeah, but when they came into the comp in 07, right, they signed some experienced guys in key positions and they had the centre of excellence and we were all going, oh, shit, this is amazing. Like when we played up there All-Stars, it was like, this is really cool. It's still all the same. There's nothing like since 2010, I think they finished second in 2010.
Yep.
I beg your pardon, top 4. They haven't...
Yeah, lost a prelim final.
Yeah, to the Roosters, but haven't even gone close. They had one finals appearance against the Roosters. They should have lost that game. The Roosters...
Yeah.
They should have won that game. They should have passed it.
Yeah.
But, like, they almost... Remember when Nathan Brown went to the Knights? And he almost said, without saying it, I know I'm not going to win a comp, but I'm just here to reset, and I'll wear that, and I'll be that person. That's what they need. If it's a young guy who you move into... Like, I could even see a world, if Anthony Seibold wants to move into GM, like, go up there and coach for 2 years and then GM it. Like, move them into that way because they're not going anywhere by trying to win now. Like, everyone looked at their forward pack and went, great. You got a fancy car, big motor. Who's driving it? You gave Jaden Campbell, poor bugger, 6 weeks to learn to be a halfback to steer the team around when he's the perfect 6 for a controlling 7.
Yeah. And if he is going to be your halfback long term, which you keep telling us, why is Foz playing at the moment?
Yeah. That's right. And we all love Kieran Foran. So there's no, like, the future has to be now for the Titans. Jason Riles changed the way we're going to look at the back end of the 10 weeks for teams that are out of contention forever. Because it's like, well, Jason Riles said the future's now, so he knows what he's got in the cupboard for next year and who's going to move on, and there's a plan. And he put his nuts on the line and stood by it. Why aren't we doing that?
I can't, I'm just not sure if the Titans get out of this anytime soon. I just can't see it changing at all, unfortunately.
No, but they've got to be creative.
They've got to be doing something. They've got to. But
you could support them if they were, Tom, you're in for the next 8 weeks.
Tough.
Or get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Get rid of.
Make something happen. Because if you start next year with 3 fullbacks and the new coach comes in and goes, one of those guys will miss out. There will not be the new coach won't play all three of them once. So there has to be some sort of change that fans can see.
And I think you have to be prepared if you're the Gold Coast Titans. Just accept whoever we let go, they're going to go and do great things, no doubt.
That's right.
But
Every
that
other
doesn't help us.
people that leave club, yeah. But like someone that can connect, a young guy that can go out there and go, come and watch our games. When was the last time the Titans sold out?
Yeah,
Never.
probably not this decade.
Like,
yeah.
Something's got to change. You've got to either have great fan interaction. Like, look at the Suns the other day. They were packed out. They're into fifth now. They've got Hardwick up there who's obviously brought in some premiership stuff, but they don't necessarily need a hardened. They've gone that route. They've gone the premiership, fully tested. You know, this is how we did it when we won a comp. They've done that.
So I don't pay any attention to the AFL. Are the Suns doing pretty
Fifth.
well up there? Yeah, okay. And they're
Sold out the other day versus Collingwood, which Collingwood have fair fan base. They're like big, like Broncos, and
still the Titans play good sides.
Well, that was the most they've had at the Titans game was against the Broncos.
Yeah, right.
What have you got to lose?
Yeah, very fair. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that merry-go-round lands with all the coaches. Catman, is there anything else you want to touch on before any other topics or anything?
Geez, it was a good win by the Warriors. I was really happy for Tanner Boyd.
What did you see in Tanner's game the other day that you liked?
I didn't watch it fully. I just saw the highlights. I just thought that would have been easy for him to come in, and I just think it was smart coaching from Andrew Webster. I just thought, come in, you know the system, you know you're good enough to play here, steer the team around, and then sprinkle your stuff on when you get a chance.
Yeah.
And that's all he did.
Just one other thing I want to touch on from the weekend, and we obviously spoke about him for an hour last week, and it's I've been a pretty negative week for Nath Cleary and whatnot, but mate, that try he scored on the weekend, fuck.
Who wants a lolly? Who wants a lolly? Who wants a lolly? You're not getting a lolly.
Oh God, it was good.
I mean, I think they've been back for a little while in terms of some of their principles about how they've shaped and all that kind of stuff. But he looked pissed off.
I love when the crowd was booing him. Everything.
When he stuck his tongue out.
Just tongue between the
so
teeth.
funny.
It was like, fuck yeah. You knew he was going to fuck him up too. There was
He's
no
still
other
the
way that
man.
was going to go.
Are we about to do previews, Kat, for Neds?
Yeah.
We are.
All right. The last thing I want to say, and I want to look down the barrel when we say this, Kat will have the clip from about 4 weeks ago when the big man to the right of me and I discussed about Billy Walters and whether he should start or be a substitute player. Insert clip now.
Hot tip.
You've
that
just
won't be
watched
happening.
it. You've just watched it. Someone tipped him that he was a super sub. Someone said not. Back to you.
Yeah, I'm falling on my sword on that one for
You
sure.
text every time he comes on. You text me and go, "Please leave me alone. Do not write to me." Your line speed is like,
Mate,
I don't want to hear it.
I'm all about accountability. Don't worry about that. I'll say it, but I'll fucking own it. Yeah.
Matty's like, "Is that Guru again reminding you about Billy Walters that he's a super sub?" I go, "Yes, it is, babe."
He's been fucking good the last few weeks.
But
But
he's very good, mate. Super sub.
where are you at with Brisbane?
I tipped him to win the comp at the start of the year.
Yeah, but I look at them. They won 5 in a row. I don't think they're playing great, to be honest with you. They're having good 15-minute periods that's allowing them to bury sides at different points, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing great football.
No, I think they're doing what they have to do to win.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see. Well, they got the bye this week, so that helps them.
I think they've got Melbourne in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yep, Para, they'll win that one. Then they got the Rabbitohs. Then they got Melbourne. That's the litmus test,
Yep.
isn't it? To see.
Round 23, Thursday
Well, I
night.
think we'll see a lot about that game. I will see a lot of how Michael Maguire's changed his approach because something's changed. He seems to be intense, but not as stressed, and winning helps that.
Yep.
Reece Walsh being back has helped that. Ben Hunt would have had a couple of weeks in there. I think that's their real grand final to see where they're at, whether they're contenders.
Really interesting. So they've got a bye this week, as you said. They only play one more top 8 side this year, and it's Melbourne. They play them twice. No one else is in the top 8. They play the Cowboys, Knights, Dolphins, Rabbitohs, Eels.
Cowboys away will be a tough one.
And I'll tell you what, that Melbourne game, that's at Suncorp Stadium in the last round. I reckon there's every chance Melbourne are resting players for that too. So, mate,
Depends if they're third or second.
I reckon they'll be first or second. I reckon they'll be sweet. But, yep. But there's a chance that they won't even be playing a Melbourne Storm side there. So they might have that round 23 game. Then outside of that, they're playing bottom 8 sides.
How many games is left? 8?
27. No, 8.
8. Still a lot of footy.
Mate, still fucking heaps of footy. 2 months of footy to come.
Yeah. Broncos.
Think about where Penrith was a month ago. We've got double that to go.
Broncos are still.
And where Brisbane was a month ago.
Yeah. Michael Maguire was going to lose his job a month ago.
Yep. It's amazing how quickly it all can change. It's insane. All right, Kat.
Are you ready for me?
Yes. How are you, by the way?
I'm very well, thank you very much. I'm glad that we got to chat a bit about Sowie training with South Sydney because when he said that he had a few excited people reply, I was in fact one of those. Because I just thought, Sowie, you look great in red and green.
How'd you feel in red and green?
I didn't even look at it until I got home. And Mrs. Soward, huge Panthers fan.
Yeah.
So
Tough
I roll
day.
out the Panther shorts and headgear once a year, you know. I don't know if I'll be rolling out the green and red. Oh. She wasn't that keen, but she was happy for me that I was happy.
Oh, it's an image I've got in my head that I'm not that keen on either.
Yeah.
But
Shall we just get into the round then?
I reckon after a few skewies in here, I might be able to get the show with the headgear just quietly. Ashes in the background, 1990. Stewart looking for Meninga.
O'Connor's just picked it up on the half volley and kicked it ahead. And Wally Lewis is screaming down to give him a kiss after he scores. Go back and Google that. Michael O'Connor scores a rat pass off the bounce, scores a try. Just go back and watch Wally Lewis kiss Michael O'Connor and then the look he gives after. He does one of these ones. He's like, yes. That's your homework this week, kids.
That's pretty much how you two communicate.
Essentially. Now, on that note too, I forgot to mention off the top, we will be on the Hello Sport live stream tomorrow night. Or tonight
Debut.
when you guys are listening. Yep, debutant, bright light stuff. What is it? Dolphins Cows. Hello, Isaiah and Tom Dearden.
I'll bring protection.
Don't mind if I do.
I'll bring a rain jacket.
So yeah, there's going to be plenty going on there. There's going to be a giveaway at halftime that's going to involve Sowie's career. If you're on with the last live stream I was on, you'll probably be able to work out what that is. But yeah, that'll be on Hello Sport YouTube. Come and join us. The podcast will be live after that as well. You can come in and join the interactive chat. They send in trivias to it. We put it on the big screen and we do it live in game.
I am a little bit nervous, but I know you'll protect me.
I'll take care of you.
I know you'll be my Bo Scott tomorrow. Yeah. You'll be my Kevin Costner to me, Whitney
The
Houston.
bodyguard.
Yes. I miss Bo Scott.
Yeah, I'd miss Bo Scott if I was you too. He was great for you.
Oh, righto.
Where does he? Oh, fuck off. Where does he sit on the bodyguards list? Like, who are the other great bodyguards that come to mind? Like
Tony Carroll,
Tunza.
Yeah. I don't know many halves that defend near the wing anymore. Is that what you were getting at?
Who's the best bodyguard? If you could have any bodyguard in the game right now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin's a bodyguard.
Yeah.
For Nathan. I'm trying to think. Well, Ola Kawatu would be a bit of a bodyguard. I'll tell you who I'd love. This is going to blow your mind. Oh, she's a guy like Tallis Duncan.
Mate,
Who protect
I
me.
thought you were
Is that what you're going to say
after this
that?
one.
I could see you going, oh, God, Tallis Duncan. Like, I just saw him and he's like, hey, mate. I was like, yes, sir. Can I help you?
he's just
He's
got
from
that-
Dungog too. I've got family in Dungog. Shout out Dungog.
He's got the perfect amount of shit in him, which I like.
Yeah.
It's taken him a while to find his feet, but now he's found them.
Best bodyguards all time. Let's get a list.
Yeah, Bo
Top
Scott,
5.
Tunza, they'd have to be right up to the best of them.
Was Gordon Tallis a bodyguard for Alf?
Yeah, or for Lachie, yeah.
For Lachie?
Yeah, he's a good one.
Someone in the comments will get him.
Yeah, send us in. Not so much a bodyguard, I guess, per se.
Sorry,
but-
last thing. We will wrap this podcast up. Jethro Rinakama scored on debut. I called it for 2GB. Really cool. How many debutants have scored in the last 5 years on debut? Have a guess. Kat?
In the last 5 years,
5
Yeah.
years.
I reckon 23.
Kat?
I'm going to go lower and say 15.
18.
What did you say?
15.
I think, the guy texted in because I wanted to know because I was like, I feel like every time.
I feel like it happens quite a bit.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's cool.
18 times you've come out, you've waited your whole life and you get to score a meat pie.
It's mad.
I did nothing my first game. I think I kicked the ball once for a try assist and that was it. The rest of the time I stood like I was in under 10s, like putting my arm up. The people run around me, so it's not a shepherd.
When was your first try?
Newcastle Marathon Stadium, kicked a bomb, got a deflection.
Fuck, I love hearing Marathon Stadium. That's great.
Got a deflection, scored underneath the post, jumped up. Chris Walker caught me mid-air.
Texas.
Yeah, like it was Blades of Glory. Grandma's got the photo at home. Shout out Grandma and Pop. I was there last night, actually.
How good.
Do you want to get into round
It's
20
been
games?
one of the greatest run-ups. You're coming off the back fence now.
aren't I just?
Talk to us.
Call me Nathan Brown. Well, you've already mentioned it, so you guys are going to be streaming this game. Dolphins taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. Kickoff at 7:50 tomorrow, or today. So this one's at Suncorp Stadium. Talk to me about it.
That's not Wayne, is it?
Yeah, call came in for
So
Souwie.
listen here, mate. I've got priorities, all right?
I actually don't know. You go.
Now, the Cowboys, they're outsiders in this one, $2.45 on Neds. The Dolphins are favourites at $1.50. Dolphins with more injuries this week. Finay Fuiaki obviously out of this game. Isaiah will be featuring. Herbie will be featuring. Hamiso back in. I'm going to take the Dolphins, but I feel, mate, the Cowboys and the Titans, they're going to be those sides that I think this year they're going to have another 2 or 3 wins where you go, oh, shit, there is something there. I just think the Dolphins will be too good, though. What do you reckon?
I've got this theory about the Dolphins that they just love playing at Suncorp Stadium because it's just a little bit bigger or feels bigger than Redcliffe. And I'm not going on a live stream without tipping my favourite player in the competition with his Izzy Katoa. But I think it'll be a tight one. I'm expecting tomorrow, like we spoke a lot about coaches and that. I think tomorrow night or tonight we will see the effects and whether they want Todd Payton to be the coach or not.
Which history tells us every time they get in this spot, they get up for it. Which is the other thing that concerns me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I've got the Dolphins.
Just on coaches too, very, very quickly. Like, I know they're coming 10th, but my God, Wolf is not getting enough respect at the moment. I don't think people are talking about enough of what he's doing up there. It's crazy.
They've lost how many players? Like people talk about injuries. They've lost how many players? Is he probably second on the Dally M list in terms of how he's built his style around this year? What a performance.
Yeah, he's done incredibly well. Next game, Mender.
Next game, we have the Sharks taking on the Sydney Roosters. This one, 6 p.m. kickoff at Shark Park.
Thank Christ.
I
She
know.
got in trouble this week. She
I
got
know.
an official warning.
Sharks.
She keeps calling it Sharks Stadium.
Oh,
Fucking sicko.
vomit. Just threw up a little bit in my
Anyway.
mouth.
It's okay, I caught it on camera.
Sydney Roosters. By the way, obviously we don't have it on camera, but Kat had one of the great catches I have ever seen. This
Yes.
season, and it was.
Do you know I was
incredible.
so gassed that it happened so close to you both, and you guys saw that happen.
You know that scene in that Spider-Man movie where Peter Parker's in the cafeteria and he catches all
Yes.
the shit? It was like
Yeah.
that. It was fucking unbelievable.
She's pretty good at her job.
It's like a $2,000 catch too. So shout out to
I
her.
don't know if she's good at putting the arms up for the old broadcast. It was
Hey, I'll tell you what. Don't knock it till you try it. These things are awkward.
Sally,
as
next
shit.
week I'll let
Please.
you set up the.
hey, it's literally
set those
plug
up
and play.
No,
Hello.
these
Sure,
things
okay.
are spring loaded. They're all over the
It's like
place.
Soward and Hornby, plug and play.
Please. I'm going to take the Roosters. I think 225 on Neds. I don't understand why. I like the Roosters in this game. What are you thinking?
Chad Townsend, are we expecting him to be the 6, or do you think there'll be a
I'd
late
say
change?
So I don't know.
Yeah,
seems weird to me, but it also seems like you're really going to throw Craig Fitzgibbon out that much by.
No,
Doing
you
that,
know,
you know what
I
I
actually think that will help them because it allows Sam Walker to just be Sam
control.
Walker.
Yep.
Shout out Hugo Savala, what a year he's had. Yeah, I don't think we saw enough, but we saw different signs that the Sharks might be on the improve. I think this will be a golden pointer.
Heard it here first.
Remember that time the Roosters and Sharks went to Golden Point? Minicello hit the field goal. Remember what jersey he was wearing that night?
2013.
The uniquer.
Wasn't he wearing number 20?
21.
21.
Try and keep up, buddy.
I think he cut me out.
Read a book.
That was my
occasionally.
last game for the Roosters.
You played in that game?
My first and last game. My first game in 07, my last game for the Roosters.
Was that game?
Yep.
Why didn't you kick the field goal?
Don't know. Wasn't.
I think it was the only one Minnie ever hit. I
Yeah.
think it was the only one Minnie ever attempted, potentially.
Who was the dummy half that cut me out?
Still dirty at him.
No.
Probably
Heath Lestrange.
I was going to say Heath Lestrange is going to be my guess.
He would have cut me out too. Nah.
Not enough Heaths in rugby league. Need more of them.
Nah. Good player, Heath Lestrange.
Yeah, tough.
Oh, tough as all buggery.
Uh,
Gold point, I'll take. Geez, I was happy for Nico last week.
yeah.
Really happy for him. I'm a Sam Walker fan, though. I'm going to take the Roosters.
Yeah, nice.
All
Next
right,
game,
nice.
Mando.
Both for the Roosters. Okay, then we have the Penrith Panthers taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. This one kicks off at 8 p.m. Combank Stadium.
The Bunnies at 305 on Neds. The Panthers short price favourites $1.38. You have got Nathan Cleary and Isaiah Yeo rested from this game. Scotty Sorensen, Scotty Too Hottie back in the side. For the Bunnies, Campbell Graham's a huge loss for them defensively, mate. That's a big concern for me. But they have had you in there this week, so what are we expecting?
Bunnies for me.
Oh, that's good gear.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I think.
You've instilled some greatness, Sowie, and we're going to see it come to fruition.
Geez, I'll have a contract on my email at about 10:01 Friday night if they pull off the upset.
Humphreys MOM.
Yes.
I think Penrith will win, but I think this will be a lot tighter than what people are expecting. I think Penrith will win by like 2 to 6 points, something along those lines.
Okay.
Saturday, Cats.
Super Saturday starts with the Canberra Raiders taking on the Parramatta Eels. This one kicks off at 3 p.m. at GIO Stadium.
Eels, outsiders, $4.25. The Raiders, $1.22. I don't know if this will be the game, but I feel like the Raiders, they're going to have to drop 1 or 2 games before finals, I reckon. And I don't think Ricky Stewart will be upset about that in the slightest. I don't know. I've gone head-to-head with Sebo this week on about even on the line here. I've gone Parramatta Eels plus 13.5. I think that'll be a little bit too much. I've got a weird feeling about this game. What do you reckon?
No, I've gone the opposite. I think Raiders at home, week off.
Blow them away?
Yeah. Yep. 3 o'clock. It'll still be cold down there. They're just in the slot at the moment. They play the Knights, Dragons, Manly, then a bye. Then they have Panthers, Tigers, Dolphins. They might not drop another game. They might be on a Cronulla 2016 run where they win 16 in a row.
I reckon they'll drop 2 before the end of the season.
Okay.
I think catch up to them at some point.
I think they'll drop maybe 1 against Penrith away. And he'll rest. They could drop 2 because he might rest the Dolphins game, which could get the Dolphins into the 8.
Fair. I like Parramatta with the 13.5 start in this game. I think it'll be a little bit closer than that, personally. Bulldogs, Dragons, Captain.
Yeah, Bulldogs, Dragons are next. Kickoff 5:30 p.m. This one is at a core stadium.
They're calling this one the Dive Cup.
Did you see my reel during the week, the haircut? Do you like the haircut? Shout out
good.
Boss Man Sydney. He invited me in. It was his idea to take the dive.
But you got a good head of hair on you.
It's thinning at the back.
Mate, mine's hanging on for dear fucking life.
Well, you should ring Michael Chemis.
I've got 3 left.
You should ring Michael Chemis.
No fucking way. I'll be calling it a day.
You need to sort. Oh, you are?
Yeah. I've got a running tally with my missus how many I've got left. I'm down to 3 haircuts.
Okay.
Then I'll be pulling the plug. See you later.
Trip to Turkey on the way back from the Ashes, maybe.
Ooh.
I don't want it that much.
That is outside in. You've passed the ball and she's hit you late off the ball. The big watches, Galvin, the Dogs, Critter back, Dragons last week. Interesting to note, Shane Flanagan was very vocal to his halves about their kicking game. I thought the kicking game before halftime probably let them down a little bit.
Yep.
They tried to run it a few times. That's all learning. The future is now, as we will say, for those teams that are right on the bubble. I got the Dogs.
Yeah, I got Canterbury too. I reckon they'll be a 1-12 sort of affair for Canterbury there. Late game, Saturday night, Kat.
Late game, we're down in Melbourne. It's the Storm taking on the Manly Seagulls. This one kicks off 7:35, Amy Park.
Mate, I think this will be the game that Melbourne flex their muscles properly. I reckon they're going to put a score on Manly here. What do you reckon?
Tend to agree. No Pappy, though. We're concerned about...
We are? I don't know. I just feel like they're warming up to start to sort of
Yep.
hit their stride.
No, Melbourne
now.
for me.
I reckon Melbourne give it to them. Sunday, Cat.
Sunday action starts at 2 p.m. We have the West Tigers taking on the Titans. This one is at Leichhardt Oval.
Titans at 255. I kind of like the value on the Titans. I've said it a few times this week. They're going to have a few games at the back end of this year where they light it up and they can remind you they can play football occasionally. They might be playing in Des Hasler's last game. I think it's his 500th game coaching, I believe it is. The Tigers, they've improved. There's no denying that, but I'm not convinced they're out of the woods as far as shitting the bed. Leichhardt Oval, I reckon the Titans go down there. I think JC and AJ Brimson have a really good game and pull an upset here. What do you reckon?
Dave Fafita, did he play on the weekend?
Yep.
Still coming off the bench. Jolliffe. You know the one I can't get? Like, why is Loffy Pereira off the bench?
Mate. Jalen DeGroot's another one of these fullbacks they've signed up long term, and he's not playing fullback too. It's insane.
Because JJ Fafita was a winger. Now Sammy's anyway.
When you look at the history of the Titans, I know we've already spoken about it over the last 5 or 10 years or whatever, and Pereira is not perfect. I get that. But fuck, how much
Just
more does a guy
scores
have
for
to do? He
tries.
scores you heaps of tries. Hot tip, you don't score enough of them. He's got errors in him. You pick Brian Kelly every week. You got all these guys that make mistakes all over the place. I can't believe that Pereira is the one. If I'm Melbourne, I would grab him in a heartbeat. He'd be the next Fox if they got him down there, in my opinion.
Tigers for me. Taylor May in. He'll score a try too.
Did you see what he did in Cup last week?
3 tries.
Last 10 minutes, 3 tries.
Spicy.
Impressive.
Exciting.
Talk to me, Kat.
Okay, last game of the round. We have the Newcastle Knights taking on the New Zealand Warriors. This one is up at McDonald Jones Stadium. Kickoff at 4:05.
Knights at home, outsiders $2.80. The Wars $1.40 favourites. I think we're going to get another upset here. I reckon the Newcastle Knights, I think that forward pack is starting to take shape once again. Another week of Gagai at fullback and stuff. I reckon the Knights can get him here. Dill Lucas, an enormous loss. They've named Brodie Jones on the edge. I think and I've got no mail on this whatsoever, I reckon you might see Jermaine McEwen get an opportunity out on that edge, a kid that I think's got a huge future. I think he'll replace Kaipi's Paul next year. So just keep an eye on him. But, mate, I reckon the Knights are going to pull an upset at home Sunday afternoon. Stage is set there. Give me the Knights. What do you reckon?
Jackson Ford, sensational last week.
Yep.
My man, who I tipped into you, who didn't want to hear a bar of it, Aaron Clark.
Still doing great things.
You're welcome. For those of you that followed along.
You're 8 weeks late, mate.
I think the Warriors win this game. And I think they win 10 plus.
10 plus. Nice don't get blown out much.
Well, this is one of these games.
Don't let me sway you, but
No, I'm not. This is one of these games where we'll see, whether they want the coach to be there or not. You can say what you like. Like when the coach is on the outer, you either get together and you go, boys, let's win, or you don't.
which the more I think about it, worries me about my tip. But anyway. All right. Now, guys, if you want to jump on to the Neds app, you can follow along with my bet this weekend. That'll be shared on my profile there for you guys as I scramble, the old quarterback scramble to find it. We have got Zach Lomax against the Canberra Raiders, $2.30. Nick Meaney against the Manly Seagulls, $2.50. And Dane Gagai to score at home Sunday afternoon footy. He's at $4.40 playing at fullback. That's $25.30 on the Neds app. Jump on there, follow along with that bet, and for every bet for the rest of the season. What's on for you this weekend, mate?
Well, I've got live stream. I've got hanging out with the girls, my girls Friday night. Maddie's out on the piss somewhere, I think. Mm-hmm. She's got wedding dress shopping Saturday, so what am I doing? Oh, Dogs Dragons. And then I'm running the Sutherland to Surf on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
0 prep.
You'll be right. How far is that?
11. Under over. Well, Ned's have a market.
For you. We can make one.
Yeah,
Okay.
what would it be?
All right, well, okay, so I did the Noosa, which is all flat. I did that in 106. That's 10K. I did that in 106.35 or 45. This one's got a few hills. So
Would have been warm up there in Noosa, wouldn't it?
yeah, and this is an earlier start too. The old WD-40 is going to have to get out very early. I'm going to have to be up at 5 stretching.
What's your aim?
120.
I'll back you.
All right. Cat's obviously going overs. You could hear the little snicker through the mic.
Yeah, I dabble in a bit of running, Sowie, so I'm probably a bit more critical.
Please.
Do the eye roll again, sorry. Just
She can move to her credit. She tries to be very humble about it, but she can move.
Yeah, we've seen how humble she is on her socials.
Another week of Sowie making me want to delete my Instagram. Nah, jokes.
Overreaction. Take a dive.
All right, we're going to take this off camera before it gets nasty.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website